What's up out there to my man, women, and kids? What's good? I'm back with another reaction, and this video is coming from After Prison Show. If you don't know what the After Prison Show is, go and take a look at it. My man, he's from, he's been in prison for a little while, and he gets out, and he makes a YouTube channel. I mean, what's the best thing to do? That's the best thing to do right now, right? Make a YouTube channel. And so far, I mean, he's doing real good. He's doing real good. Because I watched a couple of his videos so far, and I'm watching this one. He's been in there for about, I guess, I would say 7 years, maybe. He was in there for 7 years. His longest stretch is 7 years. And yeah, man. The video anyway is called How to Survive Your First Day in Prison. So all y'all that don't know how to survive your first day in prison, we about to go look at it and see how to survive our first day in prison. Alright? Let's go get it.
Cause it get cold like Minnesota, cold like Minnesota, cold like Minnesota, cold like Minnesota. Need to stay up out them streets if you can't take the heat.
Alright, here we go. Let's get to it.
Hey, new guy, baby, you come sit at the table with us. That's what time, Tommy. It don't only cost you not one time, not 3 times, only 2 times. Come on over here, new guy.
What did I say? Hold up, bro. Hold on. I said what? Touch him 2 times. Touch him 2 times, Tommy.
You want to come sit with Cherry? You can sit at my table.
Cherry.
Hey, new guy, you can come sit here if you want. But it just hurts to sit down if you sit at this table. Daddy, I hear you. I'm coming, Daddy. Hey, wait 1 second, new guy. Touch 2 times, Tommy. Want to talk to you?
2 times, Tommy.
Yeah, day 1 in prison, going to the chow hall. That's going to be a pretty stressful event for you among so many other things. But the chow hall, especially if they don't have assigned seating, meaning that they're filling up tables 1 table at a time, and they're just allowing prisoners to sit wherever they want, depending upon what level facility you're at, depending upon your level of greenness, meaning if this is your first ever prison experience. RIP to those Junies. Again, it's going to be a really stressful day for you. So I got this tweet about a day ago from an awesome supporter of After Prison Show by the name of Rest, who said, Joe Guerrero, I got 2 white girls I'll trade you for a video on finding a table in the chow hall to eat at on your first day in prison. And by the way, 2 white girls, or icy whites, those refer to honey buns with icing on them. A pretty hot commodity while you're locked up. But you know, when I saw this tweet, I had to do a video about this because this guy Rest, he's absolutely right. Day 1 in prison, going to the chow hall and trying to find somewhere to sit, especially if you're at a prison that doesn't have assigned seating, meaning that as you're going through the line, getting your tray, the guards are making the prisoners fill up the tables 1 table at a time. Meaning that whoever you're standing in front of or behind in that line, there's a good chance you could end up sitting at a table with them. And even though at prisons like this that do have this assigned seating, at least there you will be able to find a seat. You won't just be standing there looking as crazy as I was in that skit right there. By the way, that skit, it was based on a true story. Something I never wanted to have to admit. I am totally kidding. So yeah, at prisons that do have assigned seating, at least you won't have to worry about finding somewhere to sit because you're going to have to sit with whoever you're in that line with. However, that could pose its own set of problems right there. Because you could end up at a table full of gang dudes and you're not even a part of that gang. Hey, white boy, you at the wrong table. This is the blood table right here. Sue! Wait, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but hold on. I got this red 5-point star on my leg. I colored in. It was kind of an accident, but am I cool to sit here? Whoa. What in the... So yeah, assigned seating in the chow hall, that could definitely lead to its own set of problems. And anytime you're in a chow hall that does have that assigned seating, you always want to make sure that you go in there with your buddies. Maybe the guys that you run with, maybe the set that you claim and bang with, whoever it is that you associate with in the prison, that's who you're going into that chow hall line with, hoping that all of you are going to end up at the same table together. Because I got to tell you, there ain't no worse feeling than getting stuck at a table with Peaches. Hey, big boy, I see you right there. You know that table, fool. You sitting right here. Come sit with Peaches. Come have a conversation with Peaches. Tell Peaches how you looking today. Looking all right? I'm not proud of this. It's almost shameful to admit.
Pizza,
but
you looking today? You looking all right?
Stuck at a table with Peaches before.
Damn.
Moving on, let's talk about prisons that don't have assigned seating. Higher level institutions where race is super important, where you can't even really associate outside of your race. If you're a white dude like me, you're gonna have to try to associate with the white dudes. But Joe, you got a Spanish last name. How you gonna fit in with the white guys? To be honest with you, I probably won't. I'll probably have to bang MS-13. Hey, S.A., you looking a little lost. Can I help you, S.A.? The gringos, they over there, S.A. And to be honest with you, I'm not even sure a white guy could join MS-13. Now, though the only high-level institution that I've ever been to was the receiving unit, which I went to twice, it was the time that I spent there at that prison being the only example that I can give to you of me being at a prison where race is super important, gang affiliation is super important, and also going into that chow hall without that assigned seating and trying to find somewhere to sit, being a guy just getting to prison. Especially when you don't have a gang affiliation and you're a white guy with a Spanish last name.
Hey, you guys, maybe you consider the table with us one time. It don't only cost you not one time, but it hurts to sit down if you're only table. Daddy, I hear you. I'm coming, Daddy.
Believe me when I tell you that tattooing legitimately saved my life in prison. Because of the fact that I was a tattoo artist and because of the fact that I got in real quick with the tattooing as soon as I stepped foot off of that prison bus onto that receiving unit compound, yeah, that really did go a long ways to helping me get through that time at that prison. But when you first get to prison on day one, as soon as you go into the housing unit, the cell block, wherever you're going into, where you're going to be staying at, it is a very good rule of thumb to peep out your surroundings immediately. You need to look for who's going to be the snakes. You need to look for who's going to be the alpha males. Where's the gang activity at? What gang or gangs are prominent in that housing unit or cell block where you're at? You need to be able to identify the weaker prisoners in there, which isn't going to be very hard to do. Those guys tend to stick out pretty well.
I can't believe I ended up in prison. Daddy, did you call me? I'm coming, Daddy.
I'm probably going to want to stay away from that guy right there. And once you've taken the time to peep out your surroundings to see what's going on inside, where you're going to be housed at, who's who, what's what, then it's time for you to try to make some type of associations. You're going to need to be dealing with some people in there because the one thing that you never want to do, the one thing that you never want to do, you don't never want to be no lone wolf in prison. You're going to need to have some kind of friends, some kind of buddies. No prison BFFs, though. Never do that. A prison BFF? Man, what you talking about? You got a prison BFF? That don't sound right at all. You're just going to have to do your best to try to make some kind of associations. Whether it's your cellie, whether it's somebody that you find in there that you've got a common interest with, maybe another tattoo artist, though in some cases, prison tattoo artists don't always get along. I mean, your competition to the
taking
next
his
guy.
business.
So you can kind of see how that could be a thing. Maybe it's art, maybe it's sports, maybe it's gambling, maybe it's working out, whatever it is. You need to try to associate yourself with somebody, maybe a few different somebodies, and it's a good idea to try to do that before that first time that you're walking into the chow hall. Because I got to tell you, though I have never gone through this myself, because that is exactly what I did when I got to prison, especially when I got to that receiving unit. I saw who's who, what's what. I identified the gangs. I identified the weak guys. I identified the, hey baby, there's a seat right over here. the guys who played for the other team, I identified everybody and I saw some people in there who I could kind of kick it with. And it was those people right there who I went into that chow hall with. I'm going in there with my group of guys, so I've got some people that I can sit with at those tables. We got our own little table. But if you're not able to do that before that first time you go into the chow hall, rest in peace to the Junie cakes of that lone wolf prisoner. And you're gonna be in for a pretty uncomfortable surprise. You're gonna be standing in there looking dumb as a not knowing where to go, who to sit with. You can't sit with these guys. You definitely don't want to sit with them Spanish dudes over there. Where do you go?
Hey, Tommy, he said you can go sit with him. You looking a little lost, new guy. Maybe you need somebody to sit with. I see you don't know what to do, where to go. Come sit with Touch 'em 2 times Tommy, not 1 time, not 3 times.
You might end up at a table with Touch 'em 2 times Tommy, maybe Peaches, maybe those weaker prisoners, and if you do end up at a table with those weaker prisoners, you're automatically gonna win yourself a prize doing just that. Let's go ahead and tell him what he's won, Bob. Looks like he's won himself a brand new target on his back, automatically classifying himself as one of those weaker prisoners. So yeah, it's a pretty good rule of thumb to make sure you got yourself some associations, some alliances before walking into that chow hall. It's always a good rule of thumb. It's almost like a woman walking to her car after dark. It's always good to use the buddy rule because it's better to walk in there with somebody else, 2 of you, rather than walking into that chow hall like a woman walking out to her car at nighttime by herself. I know that's a horrible example, but it just goes to prove bad things could happen. And you know, the crazy damn thing about it is people to the likes of like Peaches, Delicious, Touch 'em 2 times Tommy, you know, those people, they tend to fare pretty well in prison because there's other people that they can definitely align themselves with. It's kind of a sick thought, actually. Oh, and by the way, if you're one of these individuals who thinks that you can maintain that lone wolf mentality, I don't need no alliances and no allegiances and no associations. I'm gonna be all right by myself. I can hold my own. You can be sitting at that damn chow table by yourself at a table with nobody else there, and God only knows who's gonna come sit down next to you, whether it's Peaches, Punk Tattoo Guy, Delicious, Touch 'em 2 times Tommy, or even worse, a gang member coming up to you saying, hey, I couldn't help but notice that you were sitting over here by yourself. It's quite obvious that you have no alliances whatsoever. And because of that, you're gonna have to pay us to live in this prison. If you wanna be safe and if you don't wanna be beat up or even worse, we're gonna need X amount of dollars from you every single week. So you better figure out a way to get that for us. Because if we don't get that, we gonna get you. Lone Wolf Prison. Not exactly the funnest place to be.
Nah.
Especially on that very first day. Getting there, trying to fit in there, and also going inside that chow hall for the very first time. And you better have you somewhere to sit. And I ain't talking about on Peaches' lap, neither. Hey, dude, why'd you go sit over there with Peaches? You go sit with Peaches. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment. Letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time.
Now remember, go to After Prison Show. Hit up that like. Hit that subscribe over there. You know what I'm saying? Send them send them something. Send them saying, hey, you know where I got your channel from? Gaston 13 hit me up and said, yo, go over there and hit your shit up. Go ahead and do that. Alright? Do that. But anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you like this, then stay tuned for the next, because I'm going to continue on every day. Notification Squad, where you at? Let me know where you at. Leave a comment in the description. Like, subscribe, share. Let people know that your boy is here. And to all my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing, man. Definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all right here. Definitely appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for that. And to my boy here at the prison show, your shit is funny, my dude. Watch when everybody else go and check your joint out. They're gonna see that shit. They're gonna like that shit too. They're gonna hit you up. They're gonna hit you up. Alright? But yeah, anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. And make sure you be good to yourself and everyone else.
And that good guy can change, especially if you short change. So fuck is my ransom, huh? Money back, money back, money back.
Money back, money back, money back.
Money back, money back, money back.